Joe Biden and Donald Trump, two names that have dominated American politics in recent years. Two men with vastly different styles, personalities, and approaches to governing. Biden, the seasoned Democrat, campaigned on a platform of unity, experience, and a return to normalcy. Trump, the unpredictable Republican, promised to shake up the establishment, put America first, and bring back jobs. Their presidencies, though starkly different in tone and temperament, have had a profound impact on the United States. From the economy to trade, from energy to the environment, their policies have shaped the nation's trajectory. But who has had the greater impact, and what does the future hold for America in the wake of their contrasting visions? The differences between Biden and Trump are not just political, they are deeply philosophical. Biden, a believer in multilateralism and global cooperation, has sought to restore America's standing in the world after the tumultuous Trump years. Trump, on the other hand, championed an America First agenda, often alienating allies and engaging in trade wars with rivals like China. These contrasting approaches have played out on the world stage and within the United States, leaving Americans wondering which path will lead to a brighter future. The economy is often the yardstick by which presidents are measured, and both Biden and Trump have faced their share of economic challenges. Trump inherited a recovering economy from Barack Obama, and he presided over a period of low unemployment and a soaring stock market. However, his trade wars, particularly with China, also led to uncertainty and higher prices for consumers.
Biden, on the other hand, took office amid the COVID-19 pandemic, which plunged the global economy into a tailspin. He signed a $1.9 trillion stimulus package aimed at providing relief to struggling Americans and businesses. But his presidency has also been marked by rising inflation, driven in part by supply chain disruptions and increased consumer demand.
Despite these challenges, the US economy has shown resilience under both presidents. Unemployment has fallen and GDP growth has been relatively strong. However, the pandemic's long-term economic impact remains to be seen, and issues such as income inequality and the rising cost of living continue to plague many Americans. The debate over which president has handled the economy better is likely to rage on. Supporters of Trump point to the pre-pandemic economic boom, while Biden's backers highlight his administration's efforts to combat the pandemic and provide relief to those hit hardest. Few issues highlight the stark differences between Biden and Trump more than trade. Trump, a self-proclaimed tariff man, imposed tariffs on goods from China and other countries, sparking trade wars that disrupted global supply chains and raised prices for consumers. He argued that these measures were necessary to protect American jobs and reduce the trade deficit.
Biden, a proponent of free trade, has taken a more measured approach. He has criticized Trump's tariffs, arguing that they hurt American businesses and consumers more than they help. However, he has also been cautious about lifting them, fearing that doing so too quickly could harm American industries.
Beyond tariffs, Trump also renegotiated the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, replacing it with the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA. While the USMCA made some changes to NAFTA, such as increasing labor protections and strengthening environmental regulations, it largely maintained the free trade principles of its predecessor. Biden has expressed support for the USMCA, but he has also signaled a willingness to use trade agreements to advance other priorities, such as labor rights and environmental protection. This suggests that while Biden may not be as quick to impose tariffs as Trump, he is not afraid to use trade as leverage to achieve his goals. The energy sector is another arena where Biden and Trump's policies have diverged sharply. Trump, a staunch supporter of the fossil fuel industry, rolled back environmental regulations and opened up federal lands and waters to oil and gas drilling. He withdrew the United States from the Paris Agreement on climate change, arguing that it was unfair to American businesses and workers.
Biden, in contrast, has made tackling climate change a top priority of his administration. He rejoined the Paris Agreement on his first day in office and has set ambitious goals for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. He has also promoted renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power, and has called for a transition away from fossil fuels.
These differing approaches reflect the two presidents' fundamentally different views on climate change. Trump has repeatedly questioned the science of climate change, while Biden has called it an existential threat. This difference in outlook has had a significant impact on the energy policies of their respective administrations.
The debate over energy policy is likely to intensify in the coming years as the world grapples with the challenges of climate change. Biden's ambitious goals for reducing emissions will require significant changes to the way America produces and consumes energy, while Trump's supporters argue that such changes will harm the economy and